Did you ever wonder why your grandpa's projects seem like they lasted forever, while your projects fell apart faster than a dollar store chair? Well, I'm here to tell you it's because of that secret black sludge that he slapped on every one of his projects. Grandpa truly was a legend. So today we're gonna take a look at those old school tricks, dust them off, and maybe give them a modern spin. And by the end of the video, you'll have an affordable wood preservation technique that's part science, part magic, and 100% awesome. Let's go. Let's be real. Nobody likes watching their hard work turn into compost before it's time. Wood rot is the arch nemesis of all things wooden and outdoors. We all know the stories, right? Your grandpa, let's call him Earl. Back in the day, preserving wood meant dumping used motor oil or creosote on everything. Fences, posts, you name it. And you know what? Those projects lasted decades, especially when combined with old growth lumber. And then you got the big box stores pushing that green and sometimes suspiciously brown pressure treated stuff. Sure, it fights rot, but it costs a fortune. And I did the math, and some of their green treat products cost about $2 a board foot at the time of filming this. And we haven't even factored in tariffs yet. All right, let's blast through the encyclopedia of wood preservation. We got your heavy hitter chemicals like creosote. It used to be the go-to solution for railroad ties, utility poles, because it made the wood last forever. Some of the cons is that it might also last forever in the environment, also maybe in your lungs. So that's why it's been banned for the most part. You can find some products that hide it by renaming it as Creosote, but good luck with that. Moving on, exterior paints. Pretty colors, decent protection, but prone to peeling like a bad sunburn. And I hear good things about milk paint though, so those usually work pretty well. Exterior stains. Let the wood grain shine. It offers some protection, but needs regular touch-ups. Think of it as a sunscreen for your wood. Some of the cons is that it offers less surface protection than paint. Solid stains will cover the wood grain a lot more than semi-transparent stains will. Then we got your waterproofers, your water repellents, and wood deck sealers. Those three products I just named are very different things. They're good for keeping water out, the primary cause of wood decay, but not always the best against bugs, mold, and fungal infections. You can look at it like this. Waterproofers and water repellents are like a light raincoat for your wood. They help to keep the water out but do nothing for the sun and rot. Wood deck sealers, on the other hand, offer more protection from the sun and fungal attacks, but they definitely cost an arm and a leg from big box stores, probably because they work. And they know it too. The cons is that they need to be reapplied regularly. While I was at Walmart today, I've also found another product that I wanted to test out. So along with the Control and the Copper Coat, we're also going to be testing out the Olympic Water Guard Clear Wood Sealer. It was only 12 bucks. Might as well test it, see how well it does. I don't really know much about it, but it says it's got 4-way protection, whatever that means. It repels water, provides sunblock, it's a registered trademark, sunblock UV protection. It provides a mildew resistance coating, also claims to penetrate the surface for superior protection. So we're gonna seal up this piece of wood here. And as you can see, I got my helper today, Mr. Helpy Helperton, helping out. Aren't you, Kendall? Smile if you agree with me. See? It says to apply one thin coat. We got the wood sealer on there. We're gonna let it dry and then go from there. Borax. Great for killing bugs on the inside. Great for laundry too, but not so hot for when it's raining cats and dogs outside. Literally, it washes away. So I'm not sure why people even do it. I've heard people even using used cooking oil. Don't use it. It's basically food for mold and fungus. Now, beeswax, it's lovely for your furniture indoors, about as effective as a chocolate teapot in a hurricane outdoors though. And vinegar, great for cleaning mold and mildew off of the surface of wood, not so much for long-term wood protection though. Now, some of these solutions I would try, and some I wouldn't even waste my time on. But we need to test out some solutions that are feasible and have a history of actually working. So I'm gonna show you two very contrasting methods, something I know Grandpa did not have access to back in the day, and probably couldn't afford one of them if he did. Let's go. This brings us to the realm of bio-based preservatives. Last year, I stumbled across this stuff called Eco Wood Stain and Preservative. This stuff cost me a pretty penny, and I tried to feature it in our post setting video, but we weren't able to get into a deep dive on this product. But the claims are interesting. It's got low VOCs, environmentally friendly, and it boasts of both a stain and a preservative at the same time. Sounds pretty promising, right? I've also had some guys in the Minnesota Woodworking Facebook page tell me that they've tried it out with some success. But I'm gonna just soak this piece in the EcoWood solution for about 3 days. We'll add some weight to that to keep it submerged, and we'll see how well this 3x solution really works. What about for something that's even tougher? For wood that needs to stand up to the toughest conditions, especially ground contact or anything touching the ground, underground, anything like that, you're gonna wanna go with copper naphthenate. Often found in products like green treat or pressure treated lumber. Wood Life Copper Coat. It's fantastic against fungal decay and pesky wood boring insects. It's especially good for sealing the ends of pressure-treated lumber that you've cut. But here's the important stuff. Handle this stuff with care, ladies and gentlemen. It contains chemicals that can be harmful to your health if you're not careful. You're gonna need to wear eye protection, gloves, the whole 9 yards. One thing I wanted to point out with the green treat stuff, you're gonna wanna apply that to wood in a very well-ventilated area because it is quite stinky stuff. And if you're interested in this product or any of the products that we talked about today, I'll link this in the description below so you can head over to Amazon and check it out. We receive a small commission on anything that you buy using one of our links, even if you don't buy the product that we send you to Amazon for. It's pretty nifty. It's just one of the ways that you can help out the channel. And thank you in advance. Okay, so we looked at a bunch of options that Grandpa Earl may or may not have used back in the day, but which one is the ultimate answer? What if Grandpa was on the right track, but just needed an upgrade? We looked at a bunch of options today, but nothing really hit that sweet spot of being both effective and relatively affordable. I might have a better way that may be good and bad for the environment. But what if the best upgrade to Grandpa's method involves fire? Let me show you. All right, forget the chemicals and the smelly oil. We're going back in time, back to ancient Japan for a technique so brilliant it's practically magic. Shaosugiban. This isn't just burning wood, folks. It's a controlled charring process that transforms the wood's surface, making it incredibly resistant to rot, pests, and other stuff that might damage the wood, and even resistant to fire itself. We're gonna burn some samples to test them out with some different finishes too. Before we get started, we wanna make sure that we got all the safety equipment that we need. We got gloves, we got eye protection, and then some water there to put out the boards once we're done burning them. Over there we got fire extinguisher, just in case things get out of hand. The Japanese did this way differently. They put 3 boards together in a triangle pattern, stuffed kindling in the middle of the board, and then lit the kindling on fire, let the fire spread up through the middle of the board like that. That's probably a more eco-friendly way of doing it without having to use propane, but since we got propane, we'll just torch these bad boys real quick and get it over with. Fire! Flip these boards over so we can get the other side too. I want to get them equally charred all the way through so we can add these to the other ground contact tests that we're gonna do. When you got the samples well charred, grab some water and we can put it out easier. For wood that's going to be in contact with ground, or even if you're extra concerned about the environment, you can seal that beautiful charred surface with a natural oil finish like teak oil or linseed oil. We are going to add oil to one of these pieces and then leave the other one without oil and test both of them. For documentation purposes, we're using Helmsman Minwax teak oil. It's important to brush off the charred surfaces so you can get off some of this burnt stuff before you put any type of wood preservative or finish on top of it. Always wear your personal protection equipment. This adds another layer of protection and enhances the wood's natural beauty. Personally, I like the teak linseed oil look. Makes the wood look darker and makes it look really beautiful in my opinion. We got the different samples here. We're gonna bring them over towards the gate here and we're gonna set them on the ground for a ground contact test. See how well they do out in the elements compared to each other. Say moo. Moo. Oh, he just winked at me. I just want to note that the EcoWood test, it didn't get grayed like the rest of the test did. I had it soaking and it did not get stained really at all. So I don't know if this is actually a real good indicative test of EcoWood, which further explains that EcoWood, you put it in a water solution, does it have a shelf time? Does it have a sitting time? Or what do they call it? Oh well. We have one Shaosugiban sample that's longer than the other. The longer one is the one with the oil, and the shorter one is the one that does not have oil. We got the Control, the Eco Wood, the Shaosugiban with teak oil, clear wood sealer, copper coat, and then just regular old Shaosugiban with no sealer, no oil. We'll check in on it in a year, check in on it again in 2 years, find out what happens. Unfortunately, wood tends to crack on the ends as it dries, so even with Grandpa's best methods, we need to prepare for the worst. When wood opens up like this, moisture can get inside of the wood, leaving it vulnerable to attacks from mold, fungus, and other stuff, ultimately rot. No matter how much wood preservative we apply to the wood, we gotta remember to build better too. Regardless if you think these methods like using old motor oil are bad for the environment, I want you to choose the one that you think will be the safest. This, along with using thicker materials, will make sure that your projects will last longer and potentially saving lives. Now, all this knowledge is fantastic, but knowing how to preserve your wood is only half the battle. Knowing the right type of finish you use for your outdoor projects is just as important. That's why in this video right here, we're gonna show you the best finish for outdoor projects and why no one is talking about it. We'll see you there, brother and sister. What did the cow say to the Joker? You're amusing.